In this video, we're going to look at Japanese short rows. So this is still the sample that I used for the make one increase, right and left. But I've created this reverse stockinette ridge for us to work the short rows, and hopefully you'll be able to see them. I want to make 2 short rows on one side, which is different from our pattern because we do one side of a short row and then we do the other side of the short row. But I just want to show you what it looks like. And yeah, let's do it. Okay, so with this short row, I'm going to knit to the last 4 stitches. Hope I can do it with a little bit of yarn that I have left over. Okay, here we have 5, and there's 4. The instruction says to turn the work, and now it's a KCY, which means lift the clipped yarn. Oh wait, sorry, slip purlwise clip yarn. So we're going to slip purlwise, clip the yarn, and we really want to work that clipped yarn right away. And continue working the stitch. So that's the wrong side of the work. I'm just flipping it over because that's our sample. We're pretending we're going to the end of we're going to work to the gap, and you can see there's the gap. So here you can see that we've knit a few rows of stockinette just on this side, but we haven't done any on that side yet. So we're going to knit to the gap, right to the gap, not before the gap, not after the gap, right to the gap. There's the gap. There's a real big gap. You can really see the gap. So now we're going to lift that stitch. This is the KCY, resolving the clip stitch, placing it on the left needle with the right side, right leg facing forward. I'm going to unclip it now. And now I'll knit those 2 stitches together. And I'm going to knit 1, turn the work, and now you can really see that triangle that's happened. That is so cool. Okay. Turn the work. Slip the first stitch. Clip the yarn. Knit the work the next stitches. So now I'm purling. I'll purl to the end. By the way, I dropped my interchangeable wires from these my needles because I just felt they were getting in the way, and I don't really need the wire. Okay, so now I'm going to work to the gap. Working to the gap. Right to the gap. That's not quite the gap. It looks like the gap, but it's not the gap. There's my clipped yarn. Let's see, what does it look like in case you lose it? Ah, there it is. It wasn't there or there like I thought it was. It's actually right there before the gap. Okay, so knit this last stitch, knit to the gap, lift that stitch. It's going to pull that last stitch we did, place it on the needle. I'm going to unclip it and knit those 2 stitches together. And now I'm going to knit to end. And here we'll really be able to see the diagonal that we've created. If you kept on doing this, knit 4, 3, 2, knit 4, 3, 2, you'd create a curve. Okay, so now let's do it the purl side. We'll purl to 4. I don't know if you're able to hear on the video audio my neighborhood, people puttering around. A young boy next door was cutting the lawn the other day, or earlier, and across the way, the neighbor's watering her lawn. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn our work. And we're going to slip CY, or SL1P-CY. So slip purlwise, clip the yarn, and work it as per usual. I'm going to knit to the end. Turn my work, work the reverse stockinette. We're only going to do 1 short row on this side, or actually we should do 2 short rows because it'll balance out, I bet. Okay, so here is the gap, the great gap. And now, I'm going to lift that yarn. See how it pulls these pieces, this loop? We're going to place it onto the left needle with the left leg, sorry, the right leg facing forward. And this is a bit funny. So with the yarn forward, we're going to slip knitwise, slip knitwise, return the stitches to the left needle, and now we're going to purl 2 together through the back loop. So I'm taking my right needle through the back loop, on both of them, both those stitches, and purling those 2 together. And there we have. Okay, so here's 1 stitch before the gap. I'm going to take that, oh no, this is the stitch before the gap. Okay, here's my working yarn. This is 1 stitch before the gap. I'm going to take that clipped yarn and place it in front of the clipped yarn. Of the last stitch, and I'm going to knit those 2 together. It's tight, but let's see how it goes. Beautiful. Knit to end. Let's take a look at that last short row. Don't splice your yarn. All right, let's see how that worked out. Beautiful. Very nice indeed, if I do say so myself. All right. So we just want to make sure we take that clipped yarn and place it in front of the last 1 stitch before the gap. That's really important because we want to close the gap. And we want to put it in front of the stitch so that it's behind the knit stitch.